They finally fixed chess, and the stock went down. For years, chess was a national embarrassment, a failed $500 million tech project. In May, ASX switched on the new system. It worked. So why did the shares fall to a multi-year low? I pulled 5 years of ASX financials to find out. By the end of this video, you will understand why a wide moat monopoly is suddenly out of favor.
Before we do though, quick disclaimer. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. This is purely educational. Do your own research. Talk to a professional if you need to. All right, let's go.
Let us start with the most recent numbers. Operating revenue rose to $603 million. That is up 11%. Underlying profit grew almost 4%. So far, so good. But look closer. The profit margin actually shrank. Costs are rising faster than revenue. And the dividend was cut, down more than 8%. Revenue up, but margins, returns, and the dividend all down. That is the tension in this whole story.
First, what does ASX actually do? Think of it as the plumbing of the share market. A company lists, investors trade, then trades are cleared and settled. ASX earns a fee at every single step. It runs 4 divisions. It handles around 78% of on-market trading. And it owns Chess, the system that records who owns every listed share. This is a vertically integrated monopoly. Keep that in mind. Now, where does the growth come from? Not from listings. That part has been flat for years. Fewer floats, fewer new companies. The real engine is trading and clearing. Futures volumes are strong. Cash trading is up. And clearing revenue jumped almost 19% in the first half. Here is the 5-year picture. Operating revenue has compounded at only about 4% a year. Steady, but not exciting. But notice the recent acceleration. Revenue is now growing at over 12%. Markets is leading the way. The growth is finally picking up. Now to quality. This is where ASX shines and worries at the same time. Margins are huge, over 60%. Returns on equity sit in the low teens. Solid, not spectacular. See that dip in the middle? That was the old chess project. ASX wrote off almost $250 million. A painful reminder of what went wrong. And now, the slide that explains the falling share price. On the 26th of May, ASX told the market how much it plans to spend. Costs are guided to rise up to 21% next year. Spending on technology is jumping too, up to $200 million. The regulator says ASX underinvested for years. Now it has to catch up fast. That spending eats into profit, and the market did not like it. Remember the falling stock from the opening? This is the reason. So the near term looks tough, but the moat is genuinely one of the widest on the market. First, the license. ASX is the only licensed clearing provider. Second, the network. Traders go where the volume already is. Third, the infrastructure. You simply cannot route around chess. There is one threat. Politicians keep pushing to open clearing to competition. For now, the moat holds. But here is the catch with that dominance. When you already own 78% of a single national market, where do you grow? The upside is new ideas, tokenization, more derivatives, new data products. These are interesting bets, but they are years away from moving the numbers. The balance sheet is a fortress. no debt, plenty of cash. So why cut the dividend? Because the regulator is forcing ASX to hold an extra $150 million. That is being funded by smaller dividends, not by borrowing. Payout drops to 75% of profit for the next 2 payments. Now the question every investor is asking, is it cheap? The shares trade around 18 times earnings, well below the rich multiple they once had. The yield is roughly 4%, fully franked. Analyst targets sit far above today's price. But the discount exists for a reason. Years of heavy, forced spending lie ahead. Cheap monopoly on sale? Or the end of fat margins? That is the debate. This brings us to management and trust. You can see the dividend trend here. A dip, a recovery, and then the policy cut. And there is a cloud over the company. The regulator's inquiry found real governance gaps. A civil trial over the old chess project starts in June, and the chief executive has just departed. Now let us talk about what could go wrong. There are 4 risks worth watching. First, the cost blowout. Rising expenses could swallow earnings growth for years. Second, the regulator. Capital charges, remediation, and a court case all land in 2026. Third, competition. Reform could slowly chip away at the monopoly. Fourth, execution. The technology overhaul runs to the end of the decade. So let us pull it together. The moat scores high. The balance sheet is strong. But growth is modest. And governance drags the whole thing down. Overall, this is a solid business, going through a difficult moment. A wide moat monopoly, paying the bill for past mistakes. So that falling share price from the opening? Now you know why. 3 dates will decide what happens next. The trial in June, the remediation reset by the end of June, and full-year results in August. Fix the cost story, and a wide moat monopoly looks cheap. Don't, and the re-rating waits. If this kind of breakdown is useful, subscribing is the easiest way to catch the next one.